probably going to be moving around a lot during this one. I'm trying to pack what I can tonight. That way, I don't have to do too much tomorrow. I may go to bed early. Just toss everything in the car that I get done tonight.
Did you by chance see the thumbnail?
Mm-mm. No, it doesn't show me that when I go to come in. I mean, I could look at it.
It's
I can open it.
Fluffy and Whiskers are sitting there beside the microphone.
So yeah. That's funny.
I figured it'd be a fun way to start the show, you know.
Right. All right, let's see. All right. Let me add. Can you see me on the camera right now?
I cannot.
Okay. I was just wondering. I didn't know if it kept me on camera when I minimized and went to another window.
Nope.
All right, sir. You are saved in my contacts.
I thought you were going to say I'm saved. I was going to go, hallelujah.
Yeah. Hey, excuse me. Do you have time to speak about our Lord and Savior, Darth Revan? You know, if I ever owned Star Wars, that would be one character that I'd have certain characters that I would basically place a mandate for, that their stories need to be expanded upon. Despite how popular Revan is, there's not a lot of lore on him.
Hey, Jay. Hi, Jamie. Welcome in.
Two
Sorry, I'm
J's.
sharing links quick.
Trying to decide if I just change the coil in my vape tonight or wait until tomorrow. What time is it right now? 3? Well, I got plenty of time to finish packing. I got clothes that are going to be washing for another hour and a half probably anyway. My 2 favorite long sleeve shirts are caked in deodorant. So I'm hoping this next wash, I bumped it up as hot as it would go. I went ahead and stuck with the 2 rinse cycles. I figured if 2 don't improve it much, then 3's not going to, and I'm not going to just keep rinsing over and over again. I just wanted to see if I could get them squared away so I could take them with me. If not, then I'll just go buy some baking soda and plug my phone into charge because it's at 15%.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah. All right. So how's everybody on? Why do today what you can put off until tomorrow, Jay says. And Jamie says, yeah. Exactly, Jay.
Procrastinators unite tomorrow.
Later. Oh, shit. That's like the introvert. What do we want?
I think I actually saw that on something, either a TV show or a movie. Or rather, the line was similar, so that's essentially what I made of it. Yeah, fuck this. I gotta stretch out.
Do what you got to do, bud. I understand.
Ugh.
Jay says E4 Mafia.
Well, they never let me get to E4. Like I earned it. I was in long enough, but my shitbag leadership wouldn't let me get it.
You said, fuck yeah, the best Mafia around.
Yeah. Oh, that felt good. I just popped my back.
I hate those full body yawns. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those things absolutely kill me.
Just so fatigued that everything in your body is like, please let me give up. Try again tomorrow.
So I was telling Yeti before we got on here, I was watching Black Conservative Perspectives video on the Worcester made themselves, the city in Massachusetts, you know, one of the wokest cities in the country, made themselves a trans sanctuary city.
Oh, good Lord.
And they put on a clown show to advocate for it. So I'm gonna share the link for that video of his in chat, so you guys can go check it out. I don't wanna steal his thunder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way. If everybody that's there now just wants to, you know, move elsewhere and let them have it, fuck it. At least the next time one of them goes postal, it'll only affect that one community.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I don't live there, so why the hell do I care?
Maybe that could be Trump's next wall.
What, sell Massachusetts back to Canada?
sell, let them all get moved in, and everyone else that doesn't want to be there moved out, right? Build a big ass wall around it, and then sell it to China. And then before they can get over here, build a big ass wall around it so nobody can get in, nobody can get out.
Hi, Animal Farm. Cora said, depends on what wears you out. Could be the best feeling in the world. No, I mean, I don't mind it. It's just that it causes me severe pain when I do those full body stretches. That's all I'm saying. But we all know my body hates me. You're going to fall, dude. You're going to fall. What are you doing?
They always got to lay on stuff that's like half their size.
Well, he's trying to push himself down in between my legs, and he's going down, but he's going to fall through. And I'm like, dude, just chill.
He doesn't know that.
You're going to fall on your fucking head. Then what?
It's funny when they're dead asleep and then they roll off and fall off a shelf or something.
They do that all the time. They do that all the time.
Yeah. Of course, then I go in there and wear them out with a laser pointer.
I gotta find the laser pointers. We have like 20 of them, and I have no idea where any of them are.
I've got a little pin light. I think it's in the living room that's got one built in. I forget who made it, but their headquarters is in Fort Worth. Nebo, Neebo. I think that's what it was. And when I called them to tell them that something had gone wrong with it, they said, take a picture to us of it, send it to us at this email, and that's your proof of purchase. Hell yeah. All I had to do, they sent me another one. Didn't even ask for the old one back.
Jay's been dehydrating fruits all day and listening to news. Pretty good news today. What's going on in the news today, Jay? I haven't had a chance to look anything up yet. We've been running around.
I was getting ready to tell them to drink Gatorade or Pedialyte.
Inject your fruit with Pedialyte and then...
Or if you've got a nurse
rehydrate
friend, you can get a saline bag.
Right.
Saline IV.
I've had too many of them. There's Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
After morning all, made it back. Glad you're back, bud. Hopefully you're doing well. I hope you're all doing well, honestly. I want you all to be doing good, be in a good mood, have a good day. You know, that makes life better. Cora was ready to ask him what had him dehydrated. Kelsey got confirmed. All right, that's good to know.
So it'd be great if I could get my phone to just stay right here.
USAID IG got fired, yeah. Well, the head of USAID, and I think 3 of their underlings, their minions, were forcing payments through to different things, like they $54 million to hotels in New York. Get back. No, we're not doing this. I'm going to train you little shits to stay the hell off the table. Sorry. Yep, I saw Trump and Putin were talking, and they're going to tell Zelensky where he's supposed to come to meet them to get this peace talk shit done. Animal Farm says an RFK will be confirmed tomorrow, hopefully.
Good.
As long as none of the rhino or Republicans, show their ugly heads and do something stupid.
I'm sure Mitch McConnell will vote against them.
Fuck Turtle Man.
Or whoever's voting in his stead these days.
I still say they should make his wheelchair look like the turtle van from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think they should just remove the brakes from his wheelchair. I mean, what? I'm just kidding.
I lost my grip.
He definitely needs to go into a home, though.
He needs to get the hell out. If you're that old and you can't fucking...
Well, I hesitate to use the age thing because you see people all the time that are older than some of these people, and they're still sharp as a whip. I think I'd be more in favor of...
They're not in DC having drug-filled orgies either.
Yeah, this is true. That said, the nation could benefit from having someone like that in there. That's lived a healthy enough lifestyle that, in their 80s and still sharp as a whip, There's a few people out there around that age that, we could benefit from. I think I'd be more in favor of some kind of competency test, but not cognitive test. But then the question is, who do you have make said test? Because the last thing you want is the government you're trying to use it on be the ones that make it.
Yeah, they'll rig it.
Yeah. So it'd have to come from some outside source. Be kind of interesting seeing it. It would be kind of interesting to see the Constitution and science meet, though.
Yeah.
On something like that.
So Mark Fogel is supposed to be being swapped for a Russian cybercrime kingpin.
Who is that?
That's Mark Fogel. He's one of the ones that Russia's releasing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Thomas says I'm 90 and can change my own diaper.
Yeah. That takes talent. Takes something anyway.
We talked about that, I think, this morning, the petition for Denmark to buy California. Denmark, I don't think, has enough GDP to even buy California.
I don't know.
Apple is pulling its AI-generated notifications for news after generating fake headlines. Well, there's a surprise. I'm sure it wasn't just the AI doing that.
I still want to play with one of those ones built for animating.
House Republicans released budget plan with trillions in taxes and spending cuts.
Hell yes.
Washington Republicans released a budget resolution Wednesday, laying a foundation for advancing President Trump's agenda on border security, defense, energy, and tax priorities, despite momentum around a competing proposal in the Senate. The budget proposal says that the House Ways and Means Committee can pursue up to $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and set a goal of cutting mandatory spending by $2 trillion. It would also increase the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. What the fuck? That's defeating the fucking purpose.
We're
going to cut taxes and cut spending, but we're going to raise the fucking debt ceiling.
Yeah.
Why?
That's why it's the same reason we elected them, was to take a wrecking ball to the status quo. It's basically automated at this point. I can't recall a year that I've been aware of where they have not voted to raise the debt ceiling. Whether it ultimately got raised or not, they vote on it every single year.
Well, I don't remember ever seeing them raise the debt ceiling until, 10, 15 years ago was the first time I think they did it. And it fucked our credit up as a country. Our credit took a hit.
Yeah. Well, Bush Jr. is the earliest president that I was old enough to understand what was going on, politically. That is.
You missed the Clinton years, huh?
So I can't speak to anyone prior, obviously, but I know it was a pretty constant thing in his administration, and it was. Was there a year Obama was in that it didn't get raised?
I don't think so. So basically what happened was during the Clinton administration, their Attorney General, Janet Reno? Is that who the Attorney General was for Clinton, I think?
I have no idea.
But she was threatening banks, telling them that if they didn't start lending to people who didn't have good credit, that she was going to start coming after the banks for some kind of credit fraud or some for shit like that. I forget. I'll have to look it up. So then banks started loaning out to people who they knew wouldn't be able to afford their mortgages. And it created this huge housing bubble because all of a sudden you're selling all these houses, right?
Yeah.
But people can't afford them. So they're all going to get foreclosed on again later.
Yeah.
And when that foreclosure system happened, it all happened at once. I think it was 98 when that happened. And I mean, it decimated the housing market.
Yeah.
ISIS has an army in waiting, and Trump's next move could decide whether it rises again.
Well, and along that same vein, they then turned around and slammed them for predatory lending practices by passing laws along the lines of ye poor homeowner are limited in how much of your home you can leverage when it comes to things like home equity loans. You can basically only take out everything, combined, remaining balance plus what you're taking out can't exceed 80%. Which forced me into a predatory loan. And instead of ending up paying $200 less a month, making life easier on me, I had to start spending $200 more a month. And I still can't afford to heat my home. My brother's supposed to work up a bid, and the social worker at the clinic is gonna.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Somebody's here.
Gotta go check the perimeter. But yeah, we're gonna try and get my windows updated. See if we can't find someone that'll donate money to that or something, some charity or whatever. Let's see. Not enough winning. I think Vance is paying attention, Cora. He seems like the kind of man that's always trying to learn something new. So I'm sure he's paying attention. I think I'd be in favor of him running in 2028. Gotta do something to make sure them Democrats don't get back in there. See if we can't knock out a few more. Switch seats and whatnot. I mean, Republicans Party's got their issues as well. But I mean, kind of is what it is unless we can get a third viable party in there that will work towards getting rid of all political parties altogether. We're kind of limited in what we can do. Let me, bear with me. I know this is going to kill my camera. Let's see if I can't find something else to talk about. There was something I was planning on bringing up. Look at, if any of y'all are Brett Cooper fans, she's starting to pump out videos on YouTube. She put out a good one today or yesterday. I think it was today. Discussing the attempts to abolish the what's it called? Department of Education. Forgive me. That tramadol's kicking my butt right now. What do y'all think? Y'all in favor of abolishing the Department of Education? Oh yeah, I think I think we've seen some pretty good choices for running mates, potential running mates for him. Then, I really wanted to see Vivek Ramaswamy in this administration. I think he could have done a lot of good with Doge. But I guess Ohio needed him. We got a cat spying on us. Cat's going to host the show now. Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. I think we should go a step further. Tell me what y'all think of this, but I think we should go a step further and see if we can't get a law in there that prohibits any government organization from having or forming a union. I don't see why they should have why it should be harder to fire them than it is your average citizen. This doesn't quite make too much sense when we're supposed to be the ones with the power. It don't make no sense. Well, you could be right, Thomas. I kind of took the stance on him that I didn't see any glaring red flags personally, other than a lack of experience. Yeah, that's true, Koros. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and watch and see what he does. I didn't think he was ready to be president because his initial arguments failed to take into to consideration the fact that Trump had so many people working against his agenda while he was in. Every time he criticized them about not getting enough done and taking the America First a step further or to the next step, however he worded it. But I couldn't understand how he thought he would be able to do what Trump was trying to do, where Trump couldn't, without facing the same level, if not more, resistance from the establishment than Trump did. I think as we got closer to election night, I think he started to learn that. But maybe I'm giving him too much benefit of the doubt. But I'll definitely be paying attention to him in Ohio, seeing what he's doing up there. I mean, they need somebody's help. Their most famous landmark cities up there in Ohio are hurting something awful. And they need some help somehow, some way. Hopefully, I do hope he wins his bid for governor, because he could do a lot of good up there. Look. They were talking about people falling into Trump's traps, which just proves my point for a while that Democrats now aren't near as intelligent as Democrats of old. Although I do think they we're all working towards the same agenda, essentially. I don't think there was a flip. I think they just can't hide what they are anymore. And he's back. Yes. Yes, they are. That was just basically my point earlier. The worst cities in America are run by Democrats.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good. Everything all right?
Yeah, Ryan is here, and it showed that he showed up, and I said I went out. I just wasn't expecting him. So I went out to make sure everything was okay.
Fair enough.
So
you gotta secure the homestead.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, I never know. I have to be careful because I have a tendency of pissing people off.
I was watching. I think it was the Hodge twins that did it. I was watching that video earlier where the old man kept getting out of his car and waving his gun at the bikers that kept chasing them down the road.
I didn't see that one.
These dumb motherfuckers. Oh. He gets back in the car and they flag down a fire truck to tell them he's got a gun. And so he finally just did a 3-point turn and sped off. His wife is in the car. Dude was old. Old as fucking dirt. Clearly still had a lot of mobility left, though. Waving the gun around. And they jumped on their bikes, chased after him, and stopped him to, I don't know, I guess hold him for the police.
Because that's a good fucking idea. Ones that
started this shit.
Some of these people, these bike groups, I'm not going to call them clubs or whatever, but some of these groups that get together on bikes, they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think these guys were affiliated with any, though. I think they were just a couple random jackasses that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Think that the amount of ownership over the road is based off how cool you are.
No, I'll still run you the fuck over if you piss me off.
Well, I'll say this much: they did enough that here. I don't know where this happened exactly, but they did enough that here,
he would have been justified.
Someone feasibly could have viewed them as a threat, put them down, and never faced so much as a court summons, much less charges. We've got a pretty. This is one of the good things about Texas. We've got a pretty significant castle law. Yeah. It states you can use force up to deadly force to stop an assailant when in fear for your life in your home, your vehicle, and your place of work. And yeah, some of the stuff they did in that video, like, yeah, I don't feel safe here, and that's all that's really needed. I'll tell you this much.
Who's to say
I'm not confident
they're not armed?
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
I was just saying he doesn't know that if they have a gun or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly my point. I do think he showed more restraint than most people would have in that situation. And oh, dude, it's just fucking crazy. How the hell did we get here? I know how we got here, but how did no one see it coming?
Jay said, make the road rules point system great again. I'm talking about the one that if you get someone with the door, it's extra points.
Oh, yeah.
I can picture Jay going down the road. He's got a fucking 2x4 hanging out both sides of the back of his truck, taking people out. No, it's entitled. It's entitled brats, is what it is. Their parents made them think they're somebody special, and they're fucking not. They're
Yeah.
dickheads.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Same
you're
with
probably right.
Germany. What did I miss there?
Well, I can't understand the whole Germany situation. If ever since the last war, they have taught their children to be ashamed of their German blood, and it's just like that's uncalled for. Yes, the Third Reich did a lot of fucking damage, but we're at least here in America, we're supposed to be based on a philosophy that, you know, we're not held to account for the sins of our father.
Well, they're trying to do that now. All these woke.
Well, yes, this is true.
Your great
But Germany doesn't even have
grandfather.
that. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to call out the World Economic Forum for what it is.
Yeah.
It is a Nazi running it, a living Nazi. He was part of the Hitler Youth.
Yep.
Who learned that they're not going to take over the world by force because there's enough people to stop them. So now they're trying to take it over by policy. It's like Hydra from frickin' the Captain America series.
What was funny is technically there is a Jew that is funding a large portion of the World Economic Forum.
Well, yeah, the same Jew that turned in his own people in World War II.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and directly benefited off of property seizure from said Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a disgusting
an evil piece
man.
of shit.
He really is.
Jay said, "I wouldn't say they were taught to deny their roots. They've just been Americanized."
Well, no, they've been taught to be ashamed of themselves, not just, you know, ashamed of their history. That's one thing. It's one thing to teach, distancing someone's self from their history. It's a whole nother thing to almost quite literally be teaching German children that they need to be ashamed of the blood that runs through their veins. And there's parts of Germany where it goes that they get that deep into it.
They're trying to do that here with the anti-white.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Jamie. Jamie said kind of like how they want us whites to be ashamed of ourselves. Jay lived in Germany for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still mad at my friend over that.
I'm not going to be afraid of. I'm not going to be ashamed of who I am because people are fucking pussies and can't handle life. I didn't do shit to nobody. So if you want to hold me accountable for the shit that somebody else did, you can go fuck yourself. That's what I have to say. Hi, Tamara.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that,
is that what white privilege means?
Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone sees my white privilege laying around, could you get that to me? Because I've never seen it.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, even if I can just look at it, I don't even need to hold it. I just need to know it exists.
Hey, I know black people who are way better off than I'll ever be, and I'm happy for them. I'm not jealous of them or any of that sort of thing. If you got a way to make it in this life to where you can do good for yourself, I don't care if you're black, white, red, yellow, Asian, whatever. Do it. As long as you're not hurting someone else.
Yeah. Well, I think see a big part, a big lever they have used towards these ends is the so-called justice system. It's been one of their greatest tools to date, most effective tools at least. And this shit's just gotten ridiculous, dude. There are just too many damn laws. I think we need to just pass something.
Nullify everything and start over.
If not federally, then at least at the state level that states that something can't be considered a crime unless there's an injured party. Because I
What
mean,
are you considering injured? Because I mean,
well,
you have physical injury,
there's a
financial
reason
injury.
there's a reason I word it like that, because an injured party, it's a terminology that is used pretty broadly. It can mean financially, it can mean criminally, physically harming them, whatever the case may be.
Jay said a lot changed since the woke. It was worldwide. Things are starting to normalize again very recently. Depends on where you're at.
Yeah, that's true
Democrat
too.
cities are still really fucked. Chicago's waking up. Chicago's one of the only cities that's really waking up. So I could honestly see Chicago at the midterms maybe voting going red, which would be fucking awesome if they voted in a Republican governor and a Republican mayor of Chicago. Could you imagine how many people would fall over in that situation? But I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get an army of people to go to Chicago and start door knocking for Republican candidates.
I was talking to my dad not too long ago. And I was talking about fuck. I just had it. It was right there. I'm gonna make some more creatine. I think I got more tramadol running through my system than I normally do. That's what makes me lose my train of thought. Remind me what you just said something. I think it was in response to that.
No. I was saying about Chicago, I could see it turning red if we put enough money into it and enough people into it. Get an army of people to start going door knocking. Stomping for the Republican candidates in Illinois. I could see us getting a Republican governor and a Republican mayor in Chicago. That would be, people would just freaking fall over if that happened.
I'm not convinced that their so-called representatives are even getting legitimately elected anymore. I mean, it's anecdotal at best, but I don't know anyone I've encountered that has had any kind of ties to Chicago that were happy about who was leading Chicago, if you can even call it leading.
Yeah. All they were doing is telling people, hey, this is what you're going to fucking do, so just do it and be happy about it.
Sure.
And if you're not happy about it, go fuck yourselves. Pretty much what they have to say.
I ain't even started shaking this thing yet, and I've already made a mess.
Dope. Let me just show you the picture, the thumbnail from from Greg's video. And you can see why I said it's a fucking clown show.
Yeah.
The one on the right in the red hat has
the biggest
a voice deeper than mine. I get misgendered all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking man.
I love it when they ask that old man, well, how do you know you're a man? Because I got a dick. Right?
Hard to be so blunt about it, but yeah, it's really that fucking simple.
He's got that picture of Yoda in one of those shots they got. And that guy is more or less what I would picture Yoda being if he never had the Force. Just some crotchety old man running a business somewhere.
Have a dick you do, make you man.
Yeah. Sick in the head you are.
Mental health you need. I'm going to get flagged for this one.
Oh, shit.
I don't care.
It'll be worth it, though. It's like my y'all hear me talk about my buddy.
My buddy.
I can't go into too much detail given the unit he's assigned to, but needless to say, obviously on our uniforms, we've got the U.S. Army, and then we've got our name tape. And my buddy could do the fast reading of something and make it sound like the disclaimers at the end of a credit card commercial.
Oh, like so a micro machine man.
Yeah, we'd go in there every morning, and before we started work, we'd have to get in formation, and we'd have to read the Alpha Company safety brief every morning. And he always got picked because he was the quickest to get through. I mean, we still understood every word he said. So it's not like, he's just mowing over the safety brief. Well, our sergeant, our teacher, he had to go off and do something, and he said, someone read the Alpha Company safety brief. Who isn't, said my friend's last name. And of course, we both look at each other, nod, rip our name tapes off, and hand them to each other because they still had the Velcro on them. Our class representative leader, whatever they actually called him, he was basically our class rep. He goes, Jones? And of course, my buddy goes up there and does his thing. But he just wasn't quick enough because here comes teacher back, and he is pissed. He smoked the dog shit out of us. And we had a sergeant first class that was in our class. He was reclassing because they had gotten rid of the bird he worked on, the helicopter he worked on. And he stopped us and he said, I got to ask, was it worth it? And we both looked him right in the eye and said, absolutely, it was worth it.
Oh my.
Of course, the sergeant that he had watch us, because they couldn't leave us unattended, he thought it was funny as shit. Oh my goodness. I had some good times in AIT.
I don't have anything like that. I can tell you the band camp stories.
I thought those were supposed to stay in band camp.
Nah, fuck that.
for Vegas.
They're too funny to not share.
I know.
Like the one time, Jay says, I miss the BDUs, creases and polished boots. We look sharp, baby.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of well, I wouldn't call it a two-edged blade, but two sides of the same coin. As we've watched our military be more active from year to year, we have seen the uniforms come a long way in terms of functionality and versatility. Those the cargo pockets alone, they put some thought into, because it was just big enough to stick your cover in. PC, that's what they called it, patrol cap.
Okay, Animal Farm put a big comment there, so let me get that quick.
All right.
Farm said it's amazing to watch how much influence the U.S. has. Trump comes in, renames the golf, and Apple changes the name on their maps. Trump bans men and women's sports, and the Olympic Committee is working on doing the same. The NCAA did it the day after.
Yeah. Google did it the day of. Google Maps.
Apparently, Cora likes military men. She said military men do look sharp. Animal Farm says, I have to agree, Cora.
Well, you know, it's funny that cargo pocket I mentioned is also just happens to be just big enough to stick the Jesus nut from a Chinook inside of. That Jesus nut is about the size of a small dinner plate, or a small
salad plate.
Oh, it's a little. I think it's a little
Saucer.
bigger than a salad plate. Saucer. Yeah, I think it's about the size of a. I don't know. Hold on. See if I can avoid moving the camera. Put my. Oh, never mind. I thought I put my crummy sweats on. They don't have a drawstring. This one does. Well, if I could find my fucking tape measure. The hell did I use it on last?
The chair?
Well, no. Well, yes. But I took it to the store with me after having measured the contours.
Did you leave it in your vehicle?
Maybe. I don't know.
So how much snow and ice did everybody get out of this little storm that came through?
One, and now I've lost the other one.
Animal Farm says, Trump says jump, and the world says how high. It pays to have somebody that people are afraid of because they don't know what he'll do. He's kind of a wild card.
Well, the funny thing is that despite what lamestream media would have you believe, it's not actually fear that he uses most times. It's he basically draws his line and then he opens negotiations.
Well, that's the art of the deal. You do the big ask, and then you work down from there.
You know, if there's any, nation out there that wants closer ties to America, now is the time to do it. Go buy a copy of, Art of the Deal, read it, and then apply that to your negotiations with Trump. He's doesn't have an aversion to the other side getting favorable terms as long as he gets benefit out of it.
Yeah.
And now his benefit is America's benefit right now. Has been for a while.
Jamie got a dusting. Cora said no snow or ice as of yet. Wow. How'd you get out of that one that came across and got us, Cora? Must have went just below you. Animal Farm, I know you got a bunch of snow and then ice on top of it, I think, from what I saw. Animal Farm said Biden just took naps and had to be led by the hand.
Ice cream.
Yep, and get his ice cream. And yell at people incoherently.
It's truly astounding the lengths these people have had to go to slight Trump. I mean, 2 scoops of ice cream? Really? You know, I'm pretty sure that if they asked their, what do you call it? Their station, whoever they've got a contract with, I'm pretty sure if they'd asked, they would probably shell out the money for them to be able to experience what it's like to have a personal chef. Oh, but I forgot. Journalism doesn't require research.
Not anymore. Animal Farm said, "Yep, got lots of snow. Works from home today. Nice.
You want to see what I've been using to wipe off the sawdust on that chair?
Swiffer, huh? Do they work good?
It actually. I got it because I was like, "Ooh, I bet that would work," and I found out it actually serves a dual purpose. Obviously, it works real well to get the sawdust off, all the fine stuff that can't be vacuumed or whatever. Yeah. And then every once in a while, it'll snag and a piece of the cloth will get torn off, and you've got a spot that needs a little more sanding.
Gotcha.
So I tried it out on a whim, and it's worked out even better than I thought it would.
Pete Heggs sets up hard line on Europe, defense, and NATO. Let's read what this isn't going to be a biased article, is it? Because it's from the BBC.
Are you crazy? No way.
European nations must provide the overwhelming share of funding for Ukraine. The new U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Heggs has said as he signaled a drastic shift in Washington's position on the war. No shit, because the American people are fed up with it. We don't want to fucking pay for another losing war. We're tired of it.
Yeah. I've always maintained that there are circumstances that justify warfare. I just don't think it should be SOP for a nation to be constantly in war over every little fucking thing.
Animal Farm said there were so many co-presidents during Biden, no one knew who was really in charge. Yeah, I mean, they caught cringe Pierre, whatever the fuck her name is. The trifecta DEI person that was the spokesperson for Biden. They caught her running his official X account because she posted on her own account as the president.
I knew that bitch was stupid. Everybody was like, "Oh no, she's really smart. You know how hard it's got to be to get up there and lie?" She's not lying. She believes every word she says. She's just stupid.
Yeah. Speaking at a defense summit in Brussels, Heggs said the U.S. would no longer tolerate an imbalanced relationship with its allies and called on NATO members to spend much more on defense. He also said it was unrealistic. He also said it was unrealistic to expect Ukraine to return to its pre-2014 borders and downplayed the prospect of Ukraine joining NATO. Ukraine will never join NATO. It's the carrot that they're dangling in front of Ukraine to keep them doing what they want them to do. They will never, ever be a part of NATO. That is the one thing that will, if we were to put Ukraine into NATO, that would set off the war between us and Russia. No doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the one red line that they've been very adamant about.
Red line.
But the comments claim as Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin held a lengthy phone call in which they agreed to begin negotiations to end the war.
Good.
Yeah, so basically what they're saying there is Ukraine is going to cede at least the Donbass and the other Russian-speaking territories that Ukraine has been bombing for years. You know, that people don't want to acknowledge the fact that, you know, that's what caused this whole fucking situation.
Yeah.
What's going on? How news influencers talked about Trump and Harris during the 2024 election. We already know how that went up. we don't need to rehash that one.
Whatever happened to that area in Hawaii? Did they ever get the
Maui.
help they needed?
No, we're hoping that happens with this going on. We need to email. We need to actually. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to do something right now. Right now, we're going to do it. I'm not playing. I'm not dicking around here. Hold on.
Right? Meow. Okay. I'm going to assume
WhiteHouse.gov. Contact Mr. I don't have a military rank.
Private citizen.
Major dickhead.
Well, there was a time I seriously considered going to Halloween as private U.S. Army, which literally all I would have done for that was replace my name tape with a U.S. Army tape, and I'd have U.S. Army on both sides. But whereas literally anyone else in the unit probably would have gotten laughs out of it, I would have gotten articled over it. Okay. That's in there. Do the
Right, so I'm sending a correspondence to the White House. I said, we the people want to see East Palestine Ohio Maui.
So,
how the hell do you spell Maui?
Is Ohio
M-A-U-Y, right?
What is it?
Maui is M-A-U-Y, right?
M-A-U-I. Yeah.
Okay. Hawaii. North Carolina.
Couldn't hurt for us each to write a letter to Mar-a-Lago addressed to Trump. Either. Okay. My room is slowly starting to look like a room again. Okay. Fuck. Man, I really wish I had a liner for that jacket.
Also,
Coat, whatever it's called.
to do. Short and sweet.
I need nicotine. Well, I don't need it, but
Okay, so what I wrote here was, we the people want to see East Palestine, Ohio, Maui, Hawaii, North Carolina, and other areas affected by disasters to get the help they need. Also, we need to do better by our veterans. Please give them the resources they need. Thank you very much, Christopher M. Stockham. Submit.
does East Palestine have its own flag? If it does, I could fly it and say I support the East Palestinians.
Are you going to block traffic for him?
No, if anything,
yeah.
I'd be liable to run some kind of frame over the road and just put it like those banners when you see those small towns do their festivals and shit on the movies.
Yeah. So let me give you guys the link here. If you want to send correspondence as well.
Yeah, that would be good.
Here's the link to the White House's contact thing. And Animal Farm, you're all right. Biden could have backed all this down if he would have just backed off the stupid fucking idiotic talk and actually negotiated. But he was being forced into this by his handlers, you know, the people who run the military-industrial complex. So, hi, Andrea. Andrea popped in. How you doing?
Well, I mean, you know, it's like we're told we're crazy for thinking there's some kind of global conspiracy. Yet we're funding this fucking war. And England's village idiot, Boris the Buffoon, was able to convince somehow, well, order Zelensky to not pursue peace.
I can tell you exactly
he's
how
no
he did
longer
that.
in office. By the time he said, go ahead.
I can tell you exactly what he told him. If you end this war before America is ready, the CIA will remove you and not living.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But the simple fact that he was able to do something like that when he was no longer in office,
he was ordered to do it
seems pretty indicative of some form of collaboration between us and other nations.
The CIA and MI6.
Yeah,
it was a collaboration between the two of them.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, you know, I find it rather odd that. Damn, I heard that. Heard the cat purring.
Yeah, they're right beside
just for
the
a
microphone.
Second. That was funny.
At least somebody's happy, right?
You know, if I could open that door without turning into a popsicle, I'd have my cats running around my bed right now.
What's the temperature down there? Let's look.
It is currently 35.
Yeah, you're 3 degrees warmer than me.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not super cold. I've got my window unit set to 65 right now. I need to get in there and see if I can't I guess it depends on how it's wired in, if it can be dismounted and put elsewhere. I need to go in and see if I can't locate the thermometer, the probe, and see if I can't move it further inside, because I think the outside temperature is affecting it. Normally, I'm pretty comfortable at 65.
Really?
What?
I gotta look into that. Jamie just tagged me in something on Discord.
Oh shit!
And
What happened?
before I see anything, I'm gonna search it and see if I can find something about it before I. Sorry, I don't just trust. And it's nothing against you, Jamie. Please
Trust
don't think
but
that.
verify.
Yeah, I gotta verify everything because I don't want to spread misinformation like they claim we always do.
Well, they can't get it right either. Misinformation and disinformation are two different things. Misinformation is you're just wrong. Disinformation is intentional. Oops. Well, that would explain why I couldn't get that out of there.
Well, yeah, it's on Cincinnati.com.
What is it?
Family says Cincinnati Children's Hospital won't put unvaccinated daughter on heart transplant list. An Indiana family says Cincinnati Children's won't put their 12-year-old daughter on its heart transplant waiting list because of her vaccination status. Janine Deal, who is related by marriage, Janine Deal, who is related by marriage to Vice President J.D. Vance, half-sibling, said the hospital requires her daughter to receive the vaccine and flu, those jabs, which they're unwilling to do. That goes against the Hippocratic Oath. They are not allowed to do that, and I hope they sue the fuck out of that hospital.
Well, they're related to J.D. Vance, so something's bound to happen. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous on so many fronts. Because there's one thing that would be necessary for them to take a stance like that, and it's ignoring established scientific fact. Said established scientific fact being that these.
We gotta be careful what we say here.
I'm about to be talking in code. These procedures they are trying to force upon us are not new. It's been studied significantly to the point to where they're releasing products with said science. And this particular procedure or their material that they're using, I forget the medical term for it, but it basically collects in your heart and causes problems in your heart. So,
Andrew
of any procedure that shouldn't require something like that, I would think it'd be a heart transplant.
Hey. Behave, you little shitheads.
I heard them scream.
Did you hear the one hiss?
No, I didn't hear that.
Andrea said they need to bring the daughter to Rainbow Babies and Children here in Cleveland. They are the best. They may not require it. Hi, Ruth. Yeah. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Cora said that is fucked up over not taking care of the girl.
Yeah.
Animal Farm said, I believe it. Medicine in the U.S. is so messed up. I'm glad they tried to push that on me when I went back to have my surgeries. Because when I had my left knee done, it was right after they reopened the hospitals. and they had our nurses and doctors up here and outside of Lancaster so paranoid that it amazed me that they even let me go in and have my surgeries.
Yeah. It's not often you'll catch me advocating for a federal ban on anything, but PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers, should be federally banned. They're the ones that are causing all this shit. They have such a far reach in what they do that it's literally affecting medical school. They're not
the thing that pisses
teaching
me
doctors like they used to.
The thing that pissed me off the most was when over in the European Union they were grilling the one Pfizer exec, and he asked, "What were the studies on efficacy?" And she said, "Well, we didn't do a study on efficacy." Well, then how the fuck are you running around telling people that it's this effective and then this effective and then this effective?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just fucking lying to people. That's nice to know.
You're an istinophobe. Which one? All of them.
Of course, they have to treat and stabilize a transplant list I wouldn't think would fall under that blanket. Ruth said, "I'm doing good. Weather here is supposed to get bad overnight to tomorrow. I might get a day off tomorrow." Smiley face. Yeah, we're supposed to get freezing rain and ice all night tonight. So, we'll see if I don't bust. I have my cleats, so I'll be able to get out here without falling on my ass. But I'll have to see if I can get video of the cats when they come running out to see me tomorrow, because they'll be sliding around. It's hilarious. The other ice storm that we had last week, when I came out in the morning, Callie comes flying around the corner, and the next thing I know, she slides, and she's like on her side, sliding across the grass. I'm like laughing like hell. Jamie said, "Thank the Rockefeller family. They're part of it."
Well, yeah.
They started a lot of it.
Rothschilds. There's another big one.
The big banker families, yeah.
Yeah. They've done a lot of damage.
If I get a strike, we did not say anything out of line today.
No.
Nothing. We've talked in code. We've been dancing around everything. We did everything right. If I get a fucking strike from YouTube today, I will ban YouTube from ever being used on any of my shit. I will stop paying for YouTube Premium, and I will I'll boycott the fuck out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time I'm going to pay for that is if I get pretty serious on the content creator side of things. I refuse to pay for it before then.
I pay for it because I play a lot of stuff on the Discord channel off of YouTube.
Yeah, and that's fine. You're using that function. The functions I would gain by paying for it, I wouldn't use primarily. But I refuse to pay them for that before that point, because one of the biggest things they've used to leverage that subscription is something that used to be free. And that was being able to play YouTube videos, just the audio only with your phone locked. Yeah. They took it away, made everybody miss it, and then added it back in as a paid function. That's bullshit.
Well, let me throw this at you. If you become a member at timcast.com now, you get free Rumble Premium.
I think I'd rather pay for the Rumble Premium.
Cora said Chris has clips for in the morning.
Oh, that would be fucked up. Trim their nails right before you go to bed.
Well, she's talking about for my feet. I have those cleats. She calls them clits.
Well, my mind went from that back to, you describing the cat sliding around on the ice.
Oh, I don't have to trim their claws. That they're still going to slide. It's hilarious.
Oh, I know. Just
I'll try
add
and get it
insult
on
to
video.
injury.
I'll try and get some of it on video. I'll put
Hell yeah.
I'll put one of the cameras out there.
I picked up Patches earlier, and she goes, meow.
Oh, JR.
Like she was surprised. I'm like, you were looking at my hand when I did it. Stupid cat.
I have to pick JR up a certain way, or he freaks the hell out. Like I have to go up between his back legs and then go all the way up through his front and then actually take the palm of my hand and wrap it around the legs and his neck and hold him. And then that's the only way I can pick him up. If I hold him any other way, he like wriggles around and screams and acts like I'm.
Well, if you pick him up by the skin of his neck.
Nah, he's too heavy for that, but I wouldn't do that.
Fair enough.
He's almost 16 pounds.
Yeah. It always used to crack me up when people would tell me, don't pick your cat up like that. That hurts. No, it doesn't. That's how they get carried around by their mama. Yeah. And I don't have teeth on my hand.
Well, I just taken, they say if a cat's doing something wrong, to grab them by the back of the neck because it'll remind them of their mom. I mean, Callie used to beat the hell out of these.
Yeah, it puts them in, well, I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, but generally it puts them in a submissive state.
Yeah.
I went chasing after my buddy Will's cat one day. I just bought this chair y'all have seen over here every once in a while, and she goes in there, doesn't spray it, pees on it.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I chased her from the room to the living room, and I mean, went in, she attacked me, started going. As soon as I had the back of the neck, she just froze.
No, shit, she says.
What happened?
I just said she froze. She was like, oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to chunk it across the house or anything. Just like... Oh, it made me so mad. He was about to get mad at me, and I told her what she'd done, and he was just like, oh, okay. Especially after he saw that I went after the nape of her neck. He knows about cats, and that let him know I know about cats too. I've had more cats than dogs growing up.
So apparently Moscow launched a deadly attack on Ukraine's capital this morning and rules out. Apparently Zelensky tried to do this whole swapping thing because apparently they're still in Russia a little bit. They did that invasion of Russia thing, so they still have some Russian territory.
Well, he said he would not agree to a ceasefire until terms of peace were agreed upon. So it's not like we really should have been expecting him to stop the war just because they're in negotiations now. He generally says what he means and means what he says.
Yeah.
Say what you want about the man, but he's consistent.
He said, this is impossible. Russia has never and will never discuss the topic of exchanging its territory. The Kursk region is what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, especially now, because that's kind of the point of the whole thing, isn't it? Or at least, respecting of boundaries at the very least.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to have to give something up, if not land something else. That's how peace talks work. Each side is going to have to give something up.
Corsa grabbed me by the back of the neck hair. I'm pretty submissive. Woo. So I was watching a documentary about Vietnam last night.
Okay.
And the Vietnamese, when they were supposed to be doing the negotiations, were using stall tactics because they thought that they still had a chance to win by force.
Okay.
And Henry Kissinger, this is when he became the big head of the defense state person.
Yeah.
He rolled out Linebacker 2, the big bombing, the second big bombing of North Vietnamese properties.
Okay.
And that's what they used to bring the Vietnamese back, North Vietnamese back to the negotiating table. They were finally able to destroy a bridge that they had used smaller bombers to try and take out, but it just wouldn't work. So they used a bunch of the B-52s and went down, and I mean they leveled shit. It was gone. There was nothing left of it. They were done. And that's what brought the North Vietnamese back to the negotiating table in France and got them to sign. But so I mean, sometimes you have to keep the pressure on in order to get what you need.
I truly think none of this would have happened if the promise to not expand NATO towards their border had been upheld.
Yeah.
I mean, probably wouldn't change our view on Putin himself. I mean, the man is what he is, but this probably wouldn't have happened if that promise had been honored. I think that's what makes me most mad about it. Not even the money. Just the fact that it was preventable. And it wasn't like it didn't take, a high-speed, low-drag individual to know that it was preventable. And they fucking did it anyway.
I'm going to put another link in the chat for you guys that you might find interesting.
Oh, send me a link to that documentary if you've got one. I'd be interested in watching that. It took me 3 freaking days to remember how to turn the damn audio up so I could actually hear the movies you were playing.
Oh.
I'd done it before, not on that particular channel. I mean, it wasn't like wasn't looking for it for 3 days straight or anything. I'd fuck with it a little bit and then just decide I'll try again later. Oh.
All right, where is it? I'll find it sometime today.
It's where you set it down last. My dad always used to do that shit to me. I'd always get so mad at him for it. You know what I mean, Dad?
Hilarious.
Do
These
what?
are absolutely hilarious. This dude here. Jay says, tell us how you did it, Yeti.
Did what?
Mm,
I've already forgotten what I was talking about.
sorry. I'm out of it too, bud.
Well,
I'm like 10-second Tom from
it's
50 First Dates.
entirely my fault because I intentionally set the alarm. I was like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get on the show. I was being a little selfish with it in my reasoning because I figured if I made sure I didn't sleep X number of hours, then I could almost guarantee I would go to bed in time to wake up, do what I need, throw the last few things in the car, and head over to my folks' place because I'm going to be riding with them.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive out there and then find myself not able to drive back because driving can aggravate my knees as well. It's the stop and go traffic
Because you drive
that you can
standard.
never
Yeah.
anticipate. Yeah.
Ow. Look, no clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, turn up the
If it were
volume.
automatic, wouldn't be a problem.
Jay asked how you turned up the volume.
Oh, well, it was. I'm trying to remember. I can see the layout. I think it was one of the things down near the bottom, or maybe it was settings up near the top. I'll have to look at it again. I'll look at it again. Ask me again tomorrow. You're going to do one tomorrow morning, right? That's presumably.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Ask me again tomorrow morning. Whenever y'all put something up in the movies room, I'm pretty sure I could find it again now.
All right. I can put something on as soon as we're done here and go check it out.
Trying to plan. Well, actually, I need to go check those shirts. I hear the washer going off. That's basically what I've been waiting on. I've been trying to decide if I was going to be able to take those shirts or not. Because I'll have to plan how I pack everything so that I can use as few bags as possible. Less shit I got to carry back and forth. All right, let's see if I can dig one of these out. What? Try again. Nope.
Here, Jay.
Well,
There you go, bud. It says it shows you how to change the volume
oh, did you find it?
on
Okay.
Discord. Yeah, I found the video.
I mean, if you turn right above it is the master volume. That affects it as well. And then there's a slider under it, I think says media volume. And I just turned both of those up to the max and was finally able to hear them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to double check the volume because I mute my entire sound on my side. That way I don't interfere with you guys. So the volume
Except for
comes
that one
directly
time.
through YouTube. Yeah, that one time. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no, I was laughing, dude.
Yeah, Jamie text messaged me. Turn off your microphone.
I was waiting to hear you go take a leak or something.
Nah, it was the laptop. So, ow, what are you doing?
Or start
Again, I put you
snoring.
down for a reason. I put you down for a reason, sir. That doesn't mean you jump right back up.
Hey,
Cat
look
logic.
here. You can't keep a good man down.
Jay said I was
wait, you
asking
weren't
for a
talking to me.
friend.
Asking for a friend. Gotcha. I was in Doomcock's live stream one day, back when the whole Star Wars controversy was still alive and well. And I sent in a super chat that said, do you guys think it would be a bad idea to open a bakery and name it Kathleen Kennedy's Cakes? And every word started with K. And then I've added at the end, asking for a friend.
Jamie said I heard Chris snore too. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I passed out on the phone with her once when she was talking to me.
If it makes you feel any better, camping with my dad was
I got a story for you on that one.
That man could take a log cabin loose.
We went camping. It was me and Katie and my best friend and his girlfriend at the time. And me and Katie were in one tent. This was when I was still able to work and I was still able to move around pretty good. And I think Katie was about 5 when we did this. And when I got up in the morning, my friend comes over and says, dude, he says, how the fuck do you get any sleep? I'm like, what do you mean? He said you were snoring so fucking loud we could hear you all the way around. He said everybody around could hear you.
That's funny.
Whoops.
Nah, it happens. I look at it this way, when I start doing when I get my station set up and I can actually have stuff pulled up in front of me to talk about and shit. I figure if I'm not making mistakes, I'm not learning anything.
No, I make lots of mistakes.
Yeah. I've never understood that standpoint in the workforce that, you got to weed people out that make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And if I was running a company, I think you'd probably get fired sooner for never making mistakes than making mistakes because you don't learn anything.
A wise man once told me that the only people that don't make mistakes are people who aren't working.
Yeah. Either that or, I mean, it would be indicative of, to me, of that, or they are making mistakes, but they're covering them up.
No, I don't cover up mistakes. If I make a mistake, I go big.
Yeah.
Like putting the fucking tooth of an excavator through the side of a roll-off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done it.
I'm the kind of guy that, if I hire an employee that is constantly breaking shit, I'll reassign him to quality control. And I'll just work at making shit he can't break.
Bruce said that's why the monkey's mom invented liquid paper. Laugh out loud. Oh shit, man.
I used to be real good with the whiteout that had them sponge brushes.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't used it in so long. I tried to use it the other day and I ended up with fucking blob. Like,
oh, now they make that tape shit you don't even need to use. You just take and roll over it.
No, I am a big fan of that shit. I've actually got some on my nightstand somewhere. I need to clean it off again.
Jay says, hit the like button. Yeah, hopefully we earned a like. I mean, we try to be authentic and fun and teach you shit all wrapped up in the same thing here.
Or at least give you somebody to make fun of.
Yeah, just hello. The hairy fucking ape in front of you. If you can't find something to make fun of me about, you're not trying very hard.
You're not paying attention. Whenever I get that set up, one of the first sounds, whenever I finally get a station set up and get a one of those soundboards, first sound I'm going after is the Windows error message.
I looked at them. They are selling them all over the damn place. And I don't know. I might just splurge and get one to see what happens. But,
I'm gonna have to save up for mine. Mine's gonna cost, I think, $200 or $300. But it's one of those digital ones.
I'll send you the ones that I'm seeing, and because if they work, I mean.
It was just the particular one I was looking at. There's a cheaper model, but I decided that if I was going to buy one, I might as well spring for the more expensive one. The difference basically being is you can program more buttons on the more expensive one.
Hell, buy a synthesizer. Jamie said, "Don't tell me what to do, Jay."
I do want to buy this $120 creeper at some point, though. It's one of those that folds up into a chair.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty nice.
Here it is. Elgato Stream Deck XL. It's going for about $230 right now. It's normally about $250.
They've got these.
Let's see if I can make this work.
What the hell did we call that?
The soundboard?
Soundboard, yeah. They've got a bunch of them here. Like this one here.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Hold on, it's doing too much jumping around. There you go. Now you can see it pretty good.
No, it's a digital one. Yeah, I mean it's basically that, but it's digital. You can program in sound. I think you can even. You look at the Stream Deck.
This is Bluetooth compatible.
It's so what it is it's an advanced studio controller. You can program 32 macro keys, trigger actions in apps and software like OBS, Twitch, YouTube, and more. Works with Macs and PC. Mac and PC. So I think there might be a mixer function in there as well. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just hold it.
This is a 12-channel digital mixer. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure I could probably create pages on it that I can scroll through and have
There you can get a whole setup.
certain pages set up for certain situations or certain videos. I just stabbed myself. That wasn't fun.
I mean, I
Oops.
can get, if I want to, I have a friend who's always cycling through
Equipment.
stuff. Yeah, he has his own recording studio.
Yeah. Yeah, just, normally I would go the cheaper route, but I was looking at I was comparing the two, and I decided that buying the first one would ultimately be temporary until I could afford the more expensive one. So I might as well just buy save up for the expensive one rather than end up buying them both in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a while before I can get that set up anyway. I'm still trying to find a place that will custom make chairs like that.
I'll tell you what, this chair is actually really comfortable. I don't know if you were here when I was in the old chair, but the old chair I was sitting in, I was using one of the frickin' bag chairs that you use for sitting out in the yard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you were definitely lower than you are now.
Yeah. Well, this is as low as this one goes, and yeah, that is just sitting in that for 2 to sometimes 6 hours at a time was just killing me.
Yeah.
Now this, I mean, it comes with it has a pillow for the lumbar that you can adjust. It's got a pillow up at the back of the neck. It's got reclining. It's got a fold out part for your legs so you can actually lay down.
Hell yeah.
That's why I said, like, tonight it's going to be icy tomorrow. I'm like, fuck, if I can find something to do to keep myself from, having to, I can't, just piss in the corner in here or something, but.
Right. Well, last time I went for time before last that I went for cat litter, they didn't have the cat litter I normally bought, so I bought a new kind. And I mean, these cats, just immediately acclimated to being indoor cats when I moved in here. And they've used the litter box every time since we first moved in. First time and every time since. But they decided they really didn't like that cat litter and they started pooping by the back door.
Oh no.
So I went, no.
Yeah, once they're used to something, it's hard to get them to change.
I think it was, I've used other cat litters in the interim before. I just bought that one because it said it was supposed to clump it up into balls and make it easier to scoop. I think it was the fragrance that they didn't like.
Thomas said when they close all the Soros radio stations, they will sell all the equipment for pennies on the dollar. Maybe. Because that sale never should have went through. That was bullshit.
I'm interested to see what exactly they're going to do with all these payments that they've canceled. Because you
said balls. Ball sack, Jimmy. Where's Fred at? Fred's the one who's to call you that. He's probably sleeping. I think he finally got his truck back on the road this afternoon.
Was something wrong with it earlier?
The turbo actuator went all out on it,
Okay.
so we had to get that replaced.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah, that'll really fuck your
Ooh, yeah.
gas mileage up, and not to mention you won't have the power that you're used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jamie goes ballsack Jamie in the house. Woo!
That's funny. Oh man. But yeah, I'll be interested in seeing what they do with all this money they've stopped payments on. Money that hadn't yet been spent was about to go out the door. Because I've heard them mention we're going to give it back to the people. Of course, that could mean, maybe some kind of free check that goes out at some point, or it could simply mean reallocating it to stuff that actually benefits the American people.
Don't send me a check. I don't want the fucking check. I'm good. Send it to the people in Maui and East Palestine and North Carolina.
You could do that. I just assume send the checks out. Because the neat thing about that is that wouldn't be a stimulus check like the ones before. It's basically money that never got spent that's just essentially getting refunded. So it wouldn't be near as inflationary as something like a stimulus check.
Well, it's already been hit the inflation thing.
But yeah,
so it's not going to change it back.
Yeah, no. It's not going to do anything to reverse it. Not much anyway. But it wouldn't drive it up like the checks did.
Jamie says I need
because the damage has already been done, I guess. Do what?
Yeah, Jamie said she needs money.
Yeah, I wouldn't turn it away. I'd feel I'd feel better
if you got that. You could use it to put heat your house and stuff, or put it towards that.
Well, yeah, I could either use it as a slush fund for some stuff like that, depending on how much. Because I'm probably
put it towards your soundbar or your soundboard.
Well, I'm not going to be moving on that until I can get the desk and the chair. The desk alone is going to be like $600. Well, it was a Staples exclusive through Wallen, but Staples didn't stock them. All they had were the displays. So couldn't ever get it through Staples. It was roughly about $300 when it was Staples. Now they're popping up on Amazon for like somewhere between $530 and $600. That said, I've not been able to find any other desks that are set up like this one is. I've found some pretty similar, but ultimately have looked at them and been like, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for.
Are you looking for like a corner desk or?
Yeah. But it's not, it's winged instead of just a 90-degree with the corner cut off. It's got two wings that come out at 45-degree angles. And then it's got the main portion. It's actually got an elongated back, so you can actually use the essentially use the space that you are saving by using a corner desk.
Okay. Thomas said, "Fucking spell check. Use it to pay on the U.S. debt." Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I think Trump maybe this is wishful thinking, but given what we know about him currently, I anticipate he's going to be working some deals that cancel out debt just straight out without even having to pay on it. Basically give them something, and our ask is that they forgive a portion of our debt.
Well, I think the tariffs, if the tariffs go through, that would go a long ways towards that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my prediction. I predict that he's going to get as much of it forgiven as possible, and then use as much of the tariff income as possible to pay down the rest. Some years back, I hadn't done it recently, but some years back, I actually crunched the numbers and kind of did some ballpark math, and had come up with a tentative timeline of like 3 years that we could have paid off our deficit. All it required was that everybody gets on the same page and actually commits to lowering said deficit.
Yeah, that would be a big thing. I mean,
it's necessary no matter which way you cut it, that you have people in there that are interested in lowering it rather than just, going with the status condom. Quote.
No, you're right, condom, because we always get fucked in the end anyway.
Well, that, and we're sending other people condoms that probably don't need them. Or at least that's, what they say it's being spent on.
Bruce said it was supposed to have happened already, but now they are saying August now. I don't know. I think that Trump will work out with Mexico and Canada to resolve the tariff issue between the three of us. But the rest of the world, I think he's going to kind of grab by the balls and say, you're going to do this or else.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
Yeah, I still think, given that my history teacher actually taught us what tariffs were and their primary function, there's going to have to be some level of permanent tariff on both of them. Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 10%. I don't know what the number would be. But the purpose of that tariff is to protect our economic interests.
Yeah.
And given that stuff is much cheaper to do in Mexico, maybe not so much Canada, but at least Mexico, because, there's virtually no regulations. I don't see, unless we go back to what we've been seeing, where our politicians don't give a fuck, I don't see a way that we can not charge them something in tariffs.
Ruth said no, debt paid off. All credit cards were supposed to happen in January, but now it's
August. Yeah. Well, I think that was I could be wrong. Uh-oh.
I said I went to taking turn my alarm off and it kept playing.
That's funny.
I gotta check Discord. Something's going on over there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Chris said, what the fuck to what Jamie posted. Dave said, checking off a bucket list item by going to a professional basketball game tonight. Gift from my daughter and her boyfriend. I've never seen a basketball game.
Nice. I don't
Awesome.
think I have either.
I've never been to a basketball game. The only
Not professionally anyway.
The only professional game I've ever been to was I went and saw the Philadelphia Phillies play the the Mets down at the new baseball stadium. The local auction house here has season tickets to the presidential suites.
Oh wow!
Which is a
I bet
private
those
area.
cost a pretty penny.
They're like $350 a ticket.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But it's a private area that you go to. There's only like 75 seats in this area with private food vendors, private bathrooms, so you don't have to stand in a line like the people down in the bottom. And none of them could use it, so they called my neighbor and asked if he wanted the 4 tickets.
Huh?
And he called me up. He's like, "Do you think you could do it?" I'm like, "I don't care if I think I can do it or not. I'm going because I've never been." I'm not stupid. I'm not going to turn it down.
I'm gonna miss that opportunity. Yeah, I'm not a huge sports fan, other than I love sports, baseball a little bit. But if I were a successful business owner, I could see myself buying something like that, if for no other reason than to be able to send a friend to every now and then, or some kind of employee appreciation.
I would do
campaign.
Something local. Here in Lancaster, we have the Barnstormers, which is a AAA team for. I think it's for the. Who is the farm team? Hold on, let me look it up.
Okay. Oh shit. I guess I should go ahead and put this monster up if I plan on going to bed within the next few hours. Oh, that felt good.
Okay, let's see here. Lancaster Barnstormers, American Independent, based in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Remember the Atlantic League? Yeah, they go all the way down to past you to Sugar Land to play baseball.
Oh yeah. They oops. No. I brushed my hand across the phone. Tried to make me leave the live stream.
Oh. The Sugarland Skeeters.
There's a skeeter on my Peter, whack it off.
Let's see here.
What are you doing, Patches? Y'all are going to have the run of the house for 3 days.
We have the War of the Roses, which is the York Revolution, and the Barnstormers, Lancaster and York. How that. If you know anything about world history, back in the old days, there was a civil war in England between the House of York and the House of Lancaster, called the War of the Roses.
Yes. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I am familiar with the name and everything. She's so stupid. Stupid cat. Well,
so they're not
actually back, it'll have warmed up.
Affiliated. They're not actually affiliated with any teams. It's actually the Atlantic League is actually how did it say here? A partner league to Major League Baseball.
Ah, gotcha.
So we also have. I've been to see the Reading Phillies, which is the farm team for the Phillies, of course. Mm-hmm. It's the Reading Phillies is the lower team. And if you get good enough, then they put you up to Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And then from there, you actually go to the Phillies. The Philadelphia team.
Okay.
We have the Harrisburg Senators here, which is the AAA team for the Capitals. Not the Capitals. What the hell's the name of the team from Washington, the baseball team? Is it the Senators?
If you hadn't asked me, I would have been able to tell you. Is it
Nationals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean we see a lot of talent come through here.
Yeah.
You know who Tommy Herr is? Baseball player.
I recognize the name.
He grew up around here.
Okay.
I actually knew his grandfather, but he
All
became a real big deal. And then he ended up coming back, and he was coaching for Hempfield High School, which is the local high school here. And then from there, he actually went and he was coaching the Barnstormers for a couple years. The reason he did that was because his son was actually on the roster for the Barnstormers at one point. So he got to coach his son. So
I stayed with a friend in his apartment for a while in Arlington, and we could walk out on our front balcony there, and we could see Vinnie Paul's house off in the distance.
Oh yeah,
yeah, a big ass fucking house, dude.
I'm gonna take and go into Lancaster one of these days when it gets warmer, and we're gonna do some cemetery walks.
Okay.
We're gonna go see where General Reynolds from Gettysburg. If you remember,
You know why
story.
they put fences around cemeteries, right?
Keep the ghosts in.
No, people are just dying to get in.
So, but we'll go see where James Buchanan's buried, the president.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And there's a lot of really old historical cemeteries here, so we'll go.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
go do some tours with that this year, and just stuff like that. I think it would be cool. Have a good time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna have. We'll try and do it as a live stream once and see how that goes. Being in the city, I might have a good enough signal to pull it off.
Especially if they use that shorter wavelength.
Yeah.
I forget what they call it.
But if not, then I'll just do it as a video series. I mean, it'll be more fun if we can do it in live time, because then you guys can ask questions and I can try and answer in real time. But we have Revolutionary War heroes buried here and all that stuff.
There's a Civil War museum not too far from me. I want to go check out at some point. Nice. I just gotta catch them when they're open. They're one of those donation museums. They run off the donations and shit. I don't think they charge admission or anything. But inevitably that causes, fluctuating business hours.
Yeah. Well, whenever you guys get a chance, if you come up to Pennsylvania, I'll take you to Gettysburg. I'll take you down to Valley Forge.
Hell yeah. I'd love to do that one day.
We've got the forge that they used to make the cannons for the Revolutionary War up here at Cornwall Iron Furnace. You can actually take a walking tour through it, and I'll show you how they. If you're a scuba diver, they have scuba diving up at the where the old quarry was for the forge.
Cool.
Yeah, they back in the 70s, they let it flood when Agnes came through. They couldn't keep it from flooding, so they evacuated. All the equipment's still down there and everything, so it's kind of eerie to see. I've seen people who have videoed under there. But yeah. And of course, we'll go to the gun range. We'll go up to the trop, rent some guns, and have some pew pew fun. I call it boot therapy.
Huh? There's something satisfying about hitting your target.
Yep. So, well, y'all, it's that time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, and I will see you all on Discord. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you.
Got to get packing anyway. Peace, y'all.
Right. Later. We're out. Peace. Be safe, everyone.